tipping your room steward, the American flag, and of course our old favorite subject of smoking on a cruise ship. Well, these are things we are covering today in our brand new episode of What Every Cruiser Wants. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, back from the Norwegian Prima, ready to bring you some new comments, some new things that I don't know what people were thinking when they wrote. Some of these are just plain hard to read. I guess they were so angry, they were just typing random words and spewing them all together. Some of them barely make sense, but they're here. 3 comments, 3 people way off their rockers, particularly this last one I got this week. This last one, oh my God, I had to stop what I was doing and go, look at this. I cannot believe somebody said it, but let's jump into today's comments. That way you can decide, are these people right or are these people just out of their minds? Our first comment today is going to be about tipping, and specifically tipping your room steward. Now this person feels that those people that tip their room steward extra, okay, that say, our room steward went above and beyond, that they're causing problems for other cruisers. Weird sounding, right? But hey, let's look at the comment. I see photos of passengers leaving tip money strewn across the bed. This is getting out of hand. Carnival should put a stop to this now. During 12 cruises on 4 different cruise lines over the past 3 years, we've never tipped a room steward extra. We tip what we are told, but nothing more. Why would we? These look at me, look, and what we do photos are putting added pressure on everyone else. You said in your reply to blank that this was a fun thing to do. It is not. Have you people ever noticed in movies how the obnoxious, pompous, arrogant character is always slipping money into the suit pockets of host? Do you not see the humor in this action? Stop trying to guilt us.
I guess we guilted him because we've been known to strewn money across the bed in the form of thank you written in those bills.
Okay, now, before we go any further, I'm going to show you exactly what picture they were talking about, because I have a copy of the picture that they were so pissed off about. So you have the Carnival cabin, you have the towel animals, and they spelled thank you, T-Y, and their room steward's name on the bed in some money. And if you look at it pretty closely, these are $1 bills. It's not like they're got the bed strewn with hundreds. This is what they did in appreciation of their room steward. Now, when it comes to tipping your room steward, they say right up front, they tip what the cruise line says to tip. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. No. There is nothing that says you have to tip your room steward more. It's not like they come and knock on your door. Excuse me, sir, you didn't tip your room steward and leave money strewn all over the bed. You're banned from cruising. That has happened to nobody. So here is my question. How does another person who feel they had exceptional service from their cruise decided to do a little something extra, a little bit of appreciation for their room steward, but instead of just handing them the money, they did a little thing on the bed, they posted it on their Facebook page, maybe they posted it on Carnival's page, just to say, you know what, Carnival, you got some of the best crew members at sea, and we wanted to do something extra for them. How is that putting pressure on you?
Well, I have a serious question for you. So we just got off the Prima, and I overheard a conversation between 2 cruisers, and one of them was talking about how he had tipped his room steward an extra $100 because he felt like the steward deserved it.
Okay.
How much did that bother you?
Well, honestly, I didn't even know about this story till just now, so I'm going to say that affected my cruise not at all.
Okay.
Now, my second point to that, though, is Carnival should put a stop to this immediately. So Carnival should come out and say, stop tipping your room stewards extra. Don't give the crew members money. Don't take pictures of you giving crew members money. Don't go on and show appreciation for crew members, because Carnival should put an immediately stop to it, because it's putting pressure on another person. I've said it once. I've said it twice. I'll say it again. Mind your own damn business when you cruise. If you only want to give the required tip, That's fine. That's your choice. Tipping is an individual choice. Okay? You can go down to guest services and remove them. I would never do it, but you can. You can tip what the required gratuity is. You can make your own gratuity and tip to them. You can tip them extra. It's an individual's choice. No one's coming to your cabin and going, well, you didn't do this. No one's going on Facebook going, you know what? I know this guy because he doesn't tip his room steward extra. We should all gang up. None of that is happening. You saw a picture. You got butthurt. Why? I don't know. But that's really the bottom line to that. You're making something out of nothing. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But don't get mad at somebody else because they do it. They show appreciation to the room stewards in their own way. Do you feel pressured because people give room stewards and other crew members gifts? They'll bring them gift cards. They bring them sports things. Tiffany's brought them on candy before. She's constantly asking if they want things in ports. Just as an appreciation for these hard-working crew members. Really, how is that affecting anybody else? I don't think that it is.
No.
But, like always, let's throw it over there to you guys. Do you have a problem with people tipping their room stewards extra? Do you have a problem with them making a little design on the bed to say thank you to the room steward? Or do you think, you know what? Hey, I do my own thing. I mind my own business. If you're happy, I'm happy. And we just go about our own merry way. Comment number 2. We're going to be talking about the American flag. But before I talk about the American flag, I want to ask you, have you ever heard this phrase before? Save the best for last.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever watched a movie and wanted them to show you the finale ending in the first 5 minutes?
No.
Have you ever read a book and thought, you know what, I'm just going to flip to the last page, see what happens, and then I'll start it over again? If you go to a fireworks show, do they not have a grand finale at the end? They save the best for last?
Exactly.
That's what I think too. I think that's the natural order of things. But for this person, I don't know. They seem their priorities are a little bit off. But let me give you a little background up front. So, Carnival has a show on board their ship. And I guess it's a fairly new show for Carnival, but other cruise lines have been doing it for a while. Royal Caribbean, they've been doing it every sailing that we've ever been on with them. And it's called the Parade of Flags, at least on Royal Caribbean. What that means, if you've never seen it, the crew members all gather in the atrium or perhaps in the main theater. We've seen it in different places. And they get to come out with the flag of their home country. They get to wave it around. They get to celebrate their national pride. They get to celebrate where they come from. They get to be acknowledged that, hey, I'm from the Philippines. You know, hey, I'm from Great Britain. Hey, I'm from China. And they go through every country of every crew member that is on board the ship. You know, so if there's like 7 people from the Philippines, they'll say, Philippines, we have 7 crew members. Sometimes they do a little dance, they play some music.
Costumes, they've come out in their traditional costumes.
Right, we've seen them in traditional different costumes from their native country. It's a neat little show, but it's a crew appreciation show. It's a chance for the crew to show pride in where they come from and to share that with passengers. They know the majority of their passengers sailing from the United States are Americans. It's a chance for them to share something with passengers. Mm-hmm. That's how I take it. Yep. I take it it's pride for them. It's a fun event for them. They get to talk, you know, kind of showcase where they're from. And I get to see it and I get to watch it. And that is exactly how I take it. But this person went and saw the show on Carnival Cruise Lines. That's not how they took it. Recently saw the new DEI show on the Carnival Radiance January 15th through the 19th of 2024. Why was the USA flag brought in last on this World Flag Introduction opening number of a very cheaply done production? In case you haven't seen this disaster number, it opens with crew members carrying various nations' flags, with China and Russian flags proudly being introduced, and the USA flag introduced last while the audience claps approval. Did Carnival forget that the majority of customers are Americans and that a lot of veterans sail with them? What a show of a performance. Super disappointed, especially since I sat next to a veteran who kept shaking his head asking where our flag was. Shame on you. Just from reading this comment, This person obviously had no idea what was going on stage. These crew members are just coming out with these various flags from these countries. That is their country that they are coming out with those flags for. And yes, the American flag comes out last. It's the biggest one they bring out. They wave it last. Everybody cheers. Hence, save the best for last. Yes. Hence, the finale at the end of the show. Hence, the big explosions and fireworks. That is why the American flag comes out. It is the topper on the cake. That, to me, makes perfect sense, which is why the rest of the audience, who clearly got the point of the show, was clapping in approval. Now, I'm going to go on to the next point, because this one kind of pissed me off.
It did, a lot.
This person is clearly not a veteran, but they want to throw veterans' names out. Don't you know veterans sail on this cruise lines? Well, let me give you a point of view from a veteran. I've seen shows like this. May not have seen the Carnival one, but I've seen the one on Royal Caribbean, and I'm willing to bet they're very, very similar in their nature. As a veteran, I am not pissed off because another person has pride in where they come from. I am not pissed off or upset because the American flag was the grand finale of the show. Do not use my veteran status in your mouth. If you are not a veteran, you do not speak for me.
See, he gets a little worked up.
I hate that. Hey, well, don't you know there's don't speak for me. Especially if you're not me, don't even speak for me. I dislike that. You didn't understand the show. You didn't get what was happening. You were trying to make something out of nothing that doesn't exist. And then you're trying to come to Carnival and call it a cheaply done production, a disaster. Shame on you. No, you know what? Shame on you for not knowing what you're watching. Shame on you for essentially going, you know what? These crew members are out here proudly displaying where they come from, and you considered it cheap crap. Personally, I don't ever want you on a ship with me. But, like always, let's throw it out to you guys. You guys let me know what you think. One, have you ever seen this Parade of Flags show? Do you think that it's crap? Do you think it's cheap disaster? Do you think it's shame on the cruise lines? Or do you think it's crew members having pride in where they come from? We have pride that we come from the United States. We wave the American flag. Is it so wrong for people from their own countries to feel the same about where they come from? Do you think the show was disrespectful because the American flag was the grand finale? Okay, and especially if you were a veteran and you've seen this show, did you feel like this was some kind of slap on veterans? Because as a veteran, I didn't remotely one time ever see in the show, and I've gone to see it multiple times because I like it, ever gone, why God, this is a slap in the face of me and my fellow service members. Almost had a bad word. But you guys let me know in the comments below what you think about that comment, because I'm sure you guessed by now, it kind of pissed me off.
Just a little.
And finally, our last comment, it's about smoking and refueling. Now, we've had comments like this before. This has been a debate that has happened before. You guys know how the ship is refueling, especially on Carnival Cruise Lines. If the ship is bunkering, which means taking on fuel, you can't smoke on board the ship. You can no longer go down and smoke in the casino. It is a muster station. It can't be done. So there are a couple of hours on a Carnival cruise ship when you just simply cannot smoke a cigarette. Now, we've said it before also that the best way to combat that, to get around that, is to get the latest embarkation time you can. That means the least amount of time that you have to possibly wait. Okay? Because Carnival's already come out and said, we're not changing this policy. We are not removing a muster station from the casino. You are not going to be able to do that on embarkation day. Stop asking. It's not going to happen. Now, because we're not here to debate smoking, okay? We're not here to debate whether that's right or wrong. That is Carnival's policy. That's what we're going to do. People feel about it how they feel about it. Because, yep, you're going to have the smokers that don't like it. You have the people who don't want smoking in a casino at all. You have people that don't want smoking on the ship at all. It's across the board. That's not why I brought this comment on, okay? That is not why I'm bringing this comment again. It's what this person said in the comment that I think might get more than just me fired up. This needs addressing. Refueling took longer than planned on the Mardi Gras so we could not leave until 5 p.m. instead of 4 p.m. There was nowhere for the hundreds of smokers to go. I went outside and used a disposable vape and was told I could not do that during refueling. This is not fair. Why can't smokers have the casino to smoke? It is torture to not be able to smoke for hours. It is discrimination. While the casino and the casino bar may be closed, not serving, you should still be able to smoke there on embarkation day. Please show us some empathy and let us have a place to smoke. Why can't Carnival add a smoking room you find at some airports? We Carnival passengers who are smokers feel like the Native Americans in the late 19th century being pushed onto ever smaller reservations. We're going to come back to that. I want to go back up closer to the top of the comment, and I want to start off first of all with, it is discrimination. Guess what? No, it is not.
I hate that word. People use it for everything.
And they use it so wrong. Okay, now, if Carnival came to me and said, you, Chris, cannot do this on the ship because you are white, that is discrimination. But to say, you can't smoke on this cruise ship while we are taking on fuel because it will go boom, is not discrimination. That's called safety. Also, how many airports actually still have that smoking section left? I'm pretty sure that's shrank down to very, very few. Las Vegas, I know, has one. Beyond that, I'm not sure that a whole lot of places actually still have it. But you know what? That part's not even important. Okay? The wrong usage of discrimination and why people, every time they don't get their way, every time it's not exactly how they want it, they use the word discrimination. There is discrimination in the world. That can't argue that. But this ain't it. I said, we'll put the smoking part aside. But I've got to address this last sentence. I've just got to address this because I got to know. The fact that you can't smoke for a couple hours on a cruise ship that's taking on fuel, because remember, boom, you now feel that you are in the same plight, the same situation, and the same treatment of Native Americans when they were forced onto reservations?
I'm sorry.
What the hell do those two things have in common? The plight of a people. What was done to these people. And you say that's the same as you not being able to smoke a cigarette. I don't even know what to say to that.
I don't either. I'm just, wow.
How do you respond to that? I'm sorry, if someone said that to me, other than, reading it right here, I would just have to stare at them like,
Dumbfounded,
maybe knock him in the jaw and go about my day. Because seriously, I can't smoke a cigarette, so it's the same as like the Native Americans. It's the same as what, the United States did to Native... What? I cannot get over the fact that somebody would put that in a comment, hit send it to a cruise line, for it to get published on the internet. Wow. I wish I knew who this person was. Because I would like to repost this everywhere because there's something wrong with this person. Smoking in comparison to the treatment of Native Americans. Buddy, or ma'am, because I don't know which one wrote this, you need some damn help. But let me throw it over there to you guys. And this is a silly ass question, but you know what? They wrote it, so I guess we got to ask it now because we don't speak for everybody. Do you think not being able to smoke for a couple hours while the ship is refueling, boom, is the same as the way the Native Americans were treated in the 19th century? I feel dumb even asking it, but we got to throw it out there to everybody. You guys let me know what you think about that. All right, and that's going to be our video today for what every cruiser wants. You guys let us know in the comments below what you think about these comments. I'm pretty sure that I was pretty clear on my thoughts about these today. I get a little hot and I get a little heated because some people, in my opinion, they cross a line. They cross a line that shouldn't be crossed. They speak for people they shouldn't speak for, and then they just say some things that are so outlandishly ignorant and stupid that I don't even know what to say beyond that point. But I hope everyone's enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. It helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day, and like always,
We'll see you out on the high seas.